there's so much in this story to talk about, to remember Ella French, among a lot of other things. But I want to pick up exactly where we left off, which is the video of that procession into the medical examiner's office. And there's so much more to that that we're now finding out.
There is, Leland. You know, I would say that if you talk with cops in Chicago, they would say that morale is at an all-time low and that they feel no one has their backs and that they feel like the last year and a half, while it's been difficult on so many of us and there have been so many moments to speak of that have been very challenging for us socially. But for them, I think they'd say that it has been a really, really difficult year, and that no one has supported them is the feeling they get. So here we are today, and they have see one of their own die in the line of duty, basically shot in the face while during a traffic stop, a horrible situation. She is being brought to the morgue. That's the hospital scene, but later she is brought to the morgue, the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. I've been covering crime for a very long time in Chicago, and I will tell you, it is tradition that
this is the scene right here.
That the bagpipers will all the police officers will line up, and the bagpipers will play. They will play you off. It is tradition. It is respect. They will salute you, as you're seeing here. This kind of video I've seen happen other times as a reporter on the street. It is important. You are showing that you are seeing your officer off, and you won't leave them. Even in their death, you will take them to the morgue. Well, unfortunately, I think we have some sound here from Eric Carter, the second in command in the Chicago Police Department, and what he said to officers as they were awaiting this procession, not at the hospital, but at the morgue.
Intersection, we're not going to be waiting on the bagpipes. Go ahead and get the vehicle inside. Take it all the way inside. Do not stop. All right, take the vehicles inside. Take the vehicles inside. Heavy, take it all the way inside. Do not stop. All the vehicles inside, do not stop. All vehicles inside, do not stop.
1200, I've reached medical examiner's office 11.
We've reached 2111 West Harrison Street. The medical examiner's office council time is 01:55 hours on the clock. The 8th of August, 2021, citywide 6 o'clock.
To a lot of folks, that might not mean very much. To police officers, that means the world. The ones I've talked to, Leland, tell me that they thought it was disgraceful and disrespectful that they didn't wait the 15 or 20 minutes just to assemble the bagpipes so that they could see Ella French off to the morgue. That's important to them. They do it all the time. It's tradition, and they weren't allowed to do it this time. They really feel like it's another slap in the face, and the second in command in the police department ordered it. That's what they're telling me. Privately, they say that was terrible. It was just really poor form.
We've got a picture of Eric Carter to put up so we know who we're talking about, the voice, if you will, who said, do not wait, do not stop. I counted 4 do not waits, do not stops. You have to imagine someone who's a career law enforcement officer, as he would be, why?
You know, I've heard maybe there were too many calls in the city, maybe there were other 10-1s, maybe this, maybe that, but you had officers who even went and changed their clothes, detectives, plainclothes guys who are on the bagpipes, who ran home to quickly get there just because they know the importance of this. They know how important it is to their fellow officers that you see them till the very end. I just think it was just a yet another sort of slap in the face of the way it's being perceived by officers.
And we also know here in Chicago that recruiting officers is problematic, and the number of officers who's retiring continues to go up. You covered the riots and the protests last year. It seems as though when a bad cop kills a person, there is this inexhaustible outrage, even if it doesn't happen in the city that you're talking about. The inexhaustible outrage happened here with the riots. But when a bad person kills a cop, no one seems to care very much. Have we gotten any kind of anger or discussion from the community organizers and the do-gooders around Chicago?
I talked to an alderman today in Englewood neighborhood, and she was very emotional about the officer's death. I would say that if you live in Chicago right now, you've got to realize that you can be about police accountability. You can be about rebuilding community trust. You can be about reform, and also realize that police are not the enemy, and that police, the overwhelming majority of them, would rush into danger, rush toward the gunshots, risk their own lives to save yours. And they do it all the time. And Officer Ella French is like the epitome. She could be on the poster for recruitment. She was, by all accounts, just an incredible officer who wanted to do the right thing, wanted to help people, wanted to protect people. That's why she joined the force. Her brother very passionately explained how this was a life of service she was seeking. And she represents more than we know, more than we hear.
For sure.
The average police officer, that's who they are.
Well, it's almost remarkable what they do when nothing happens, because that's what their job is for nothing to happen. It's when things go wrong that sadly we learn about them.
Yeah, and some of those for good reason.
Some for good reason, some for bad reason.
Yeah, that's true.
This poll caught our attention from WGN. Ben Bradley, your good friend here at WGN, pointed this out to us. Do you view the Chicago Police Department positively, either very or somewhat? 60%. That doesn't sound like a department that has this huge crisis, yet we've got crime out of control and retirement's way down, retirement's way up and recruitment way down.
I was actually heartened to see 60% felt that way. I really was. You hear just the stats, and you know that Chicago police officers are being shot at near record numbers, either shot or shot at. 40 of them have been shot at. 11 have actually been hit. And so you think about, okay, what has led us to this point? And we know a little bit about that. There are some other reasons. It is complex. But at the end of the day, there is sort of this feeling, this general sentiment you get that there is a loss of respect for police officers. And I think rebuilding that trust is going to be absolutely the focal point to the way forward. It just is, Leland.
Well, and you have to imagine the audio that you just played that you got from your sources does not do a lot to rebuild trust among the rank and file. As you do more reporting on this, come back and share it with us.
I absolutely will.
It's really important.
Thanks, Leland.
Anna DAVLANTES, thank you very much. Coming up next, we're going to talk about another Chicagoan, former President Obama, who danced his way into his 60s, acting as if the pandemic is over. So, do optics matter when we come back?
Cuomo scandal.